Hello, beautiful starseeds. I really hope that you are doing well at this time. And I have a really important message for you guys at this time. It is something that is it's coming up. I mean, at such an intense level. And of course, the full moon that just passed really amplified all of this energy that we've been working on. But I felt like, hey, I'm not alone in this. Everyone needs to know what's happening and how we can basically navigate this energy that's hitting all of us at this time. So what are we? We're finishing up October right now. We're moving into the last 2 months of this year, which means that we are completing this energy. Now, although the frequency of 2022 is different, it is also very much so the same as 2021. Remember that we are right now in a 4-year cycle. We are in a 4-year cycle between 2020 and 2024. What I channeled back in 2018 from the GFL was that this 4-year cycle is meant to be the cycle of collapse. All of the systems on the planet collapsing, which is awesome and super shitty all at the same time. And so 2022 is going to be another year of polarity, of energy switches, of chaos, of emotions, of purging. However, it doesn't have to be that kind of year for you. As a matter of fact, 2022 can be an absolutely incredible year full of infinite possibilities and opportunities and new abundance opportunities, new manifestations, lots of traction, lots of movement. However, in order to get to that place in 2022, we need to deal with our shit, all right? And I don't know about you guys, but for me anyway, August, September, October have been 3 solid months of deep diving, months of terrible sleeps, anxiety attacks, freaking so many aches and pains in my body, I can't even keep up. What else? Yeah, mostly like exhaustion, weird sleep issues, lots of headaches, pains in the body. And then also like a lot of prompting to dive deeper into emotional baggage and trauma. Any relationship that is not aligned to your highest vibration, any opportunity in your life, any person in your life, any decision that you made a long time ago that maybe you shouldn't have made, everything's coming back up. Any trauma that you haven't dealt with from childhood, from past lifetimes, is all coming back up. And I don't know about you, but right now, from what I've seen in others and definitely observed in myself, we're at this point where those disharmonic frequencies, okay, those emotions, those experiences, those choices, those people are so in our face right now to the point where you want to look away. You want to ignore what doesn't feel good. But we can no longer ignore it anymore. You have to make the choice to dive into it, to deal with it, to surrender to it, to confront that energy. I have been confronted with so many things that I didn't even believe I had issues within. Didn't even know, thought I dealt with that 10 years ago. Guess I didn't. And here it is now. And it's at a point where, it's going to suck to confront that. Yeah, it's going to make a lot of people super awkward and super uncomfortable to speak your truth. But you have to do it. No longer can we be in a position where we make everyone else feel comfortable while we feel dis-ease, uncomfortable, awkward. No longer can we be the martyr for our family, for society. We have to do the healing. We have to confront. Now, part of the problem is some starseeds were confronted and this is specifically for starseeds because the rest of the world is kind of far behind. A lot of us, starseeds, were hugely confronted with major foundations. And I'll tell you the timelines that we were confronted with these foundations. 2016, and if you have a piece of paper and a pen, write these down. 2016, 2018, and 2020. I don't know why, but this is just what I've observed. Back in 2016, back in 2018, and back not too long ago in 2020, we were all confronted with a huge paradigm shift. Maybe it was a freak accident. Maybe it was you losing your job. Maybe it was a huge relationship. Oh my God, you cheated on me, right? Upon getting confronted with that huge foundational shift, you had a decision to make back in 2016, 2018, and 2020. Do I collapse this foundation and completely change everything that I've ever built up my life around? Or do I hang on and hope that it shifts and hope that it changes and hope that it gets better? So all of us are in two very different camps. And I want to ask you, what camp are you in? Did you make a huge foundational shift in 2016, in 2018, in 2020? Most likely, if you made a huge shift where all of your foundations collapsed in 2016, you didn't have to do it in 2018. If you did all the foundational collapses in 2018, you didn't have to do it in 2020. And some of you said, I'll collapse my home in 2016, then I'll collapse my relationship in 2018. Some of you had very strategic contracts. Some of you decided to just collapse it all. Let's just empty all the bank accounts. Let's just lose my job. Let's just change sexualities. Let's just move to a different country. Let's just do it all. Let's just do it all in one go. It's like ripping the Band-Aid off. All right. A lot of us were confronted with more foundational changes in 2020. And if you did the work prior, if you listened, if you broke it all down prior, then you didn't really have to do a lot of work in 2020. And the work that most likely, if you made the physical foundational changes before 2020, what you've been working on is internal dynamics, internal layers, internal associations and identities, but also deep down repressed past lifetimes and other karmic energies that you haven't dealt with. Why? Because you've been dealing with the unraveling of the physical world. If you've done the physical, then you're unpacking the vibrational at this time. However, what I will mention is, and you know who you are, the other camp of you is back in 2016, you got confronted. No, it's fine. It's fine. It'll resolve itself. The universe will take care of me. 2018, confronted. No. My corporate job it's serving me. Look at the bank account. It's good, but I'm unhappy. It's good though. It's good. Okay, cool. 2020. Oh my God, I lost my job. I was forced to lose my job. Fine, and collapse. Or maybe in 2020, you know what? No, I'll keep hanging on. This is fine, right? This relationship, it's working, right? It's kind of just, it's there. There's a string there. We're together for a reason still, for some reason. For some of you, you haven't been listening. You know who you are. Okay? From one starseed to another, make the physical change. Because right now, you are so caught up in the attachment to an illusion, whether it be a person, an identity, a job, an opportunity. You're so caught up in this attachment to illusion that you're funneling all of your life force energy into keeping that illusion afloat. And right now, you're probably feeling restless. You're feeling anxious. You might even be feeling sick to your stomach. You might have body issues, weird rashes coming out, breakouts, hair falling out, digestive issues. Because you're not listening. Because deep down you know what's not working, and you're still choosing to hang on to it. And you're making everyone feel comfortable to martyr yourself into this uncomfortable feeling of, I know this isn't right, but you're so scared of that collapse. You're so scared of the unknown. You're so fearful of what if it gets worse. And I'm here to tell you, as someone who has collapsed everything that I ever thought I'd ever created and built up, and the life that I imagined that was such a bullshit illusion, I'm on the other side of it. That collapse is going to be the best decision that you've ever made. Do not waste another 2 years, 5 years, 10 years fighting yourself in every moment, trying to keep that reality, that illusion afloat. It's in an old frequency. You know it doesn't serve you. You know exactly who you are. And you have, I'm telling you, before you move into 2022, do it. Make the decision. I want to tell you, for those of you who are thinking, my job, okay, let's just give real tangible examples here. Hate my job, but it pays the bills, but I hate it, but it pays the bills, but I feel like I have another hobby or another thing that I want to do. Here's what I recommend. Take the leap, let go of the job, dive into something else, try it out. Try it out for 6 months, try it out for 9 months, completely jump into the deep end. All right? You don't know if you don't try. The darkness will always be the darkness until you light a match. If after 6 months of being an entrepreneur, you're like, you know what, this really isn't for me, it's a lot of work and I just don't have the motivation or whatever, which is totally fine too, get another job. Get another job that's more structured, but in a higher vibration than the last job that you had. The fifth dimension frequency requires change. If you have an attachment to anything, even the good things, you will be challenged to change and transition that attachment. For example, a relationship. You're like, I love my husband, but he's just not on the same page, and I'm trying to be open, and I'm trying to talk about things, and I'm trying to express, but it seems like he's just so stuck in his own ways, and he's limited, and he's definitely 3D, and I'm trying to hold space, but I keep lowering my vibration to be around him, and then I feel weird. Try separation. Try it. I don't care what you're telling yourself you have obligations to, whether it be financially within that relationship, or motherhood or fatherhood. Oh, well, it's like, let's stay together for the kids. That's not going to fly in this new vibrational frequency. And if anything, I'm telling you right now, as a child of divorce, your starseed kids signed up to be in this contract, but you know what they didn't sign up for? Unhappy parents? What are you actually showing and teaching your kids by experience? It doesn't matter what you're telling them. It's about what they're feeling from you. And if they're feeling your bullshit illusion, they can tell that that's not the truth. So how about you try separating? If your relationship is truly meant to be, if that is the one indefinitely, then guess what? Your partner is going to learn and grow and have an ego death and raise their vibration, and you guys are going to come back around. And it's going to be beautiful and incredible. But if you do not choose to change and to let go of what you've been holding so close to you, then you never know. You don't know that it could get better. All right, we've got 2 months to deep dive. If inner child stuff, if guilt stuff, if sexual trauma stuff, if money stuff is coming up right now, dive into it. Do some inner contemplating. Ask yourself real questions. Make statements that you are ready to experience. That change, that transition, that movement of energy. That's what it comes down to. Your willingness to change. You don't have to have all the answers, and you definitely don't have to have all of the solutions. You just have to be open. And that can be hard, definitely, especially when we don't know. But the more that you experience not knowing, the easier it is to experience not knowing again. You're like, wow, that was so easy. Last time I didn't know and I was so scared. And I put all of this energy and effort into being scared and anxious and worried. And then I moved through it. And my anxiety around it was worse than the thing itself. And it's always that way. It's always that way. So if you're watching this right now, this is your sign from the universe to make a freaking choice. Not a choice to make everyone else happy. Not that kind of choice. Finally make a choice to put yourself first and to experience a little bit of freedom and to allow yourself to navigate through that at a physical level. And if you've done the physical, hard, heavy lifting, then you're about to do a lot more heavy lifting, which is the emotional, it's the energetic, it's the deeper layers of bullshit of, I never thought I had an issue with that. But turns out this is intrinsically linked to who I've been. And the more we shed light, the more we bring awareness to those intrinsic complexities of our personality, of our soul, of our perception of this reality, the more we can unpack those layers, the deeper we go, and the more infinitely pure we become. In yes, having that experience, but not necessarily being tainted by that experience. And then we become free. Like, you know how you look at your cat or your dog or your fish at home, and you're like, man, living this life rent-free, infinite cuddles, sounds like a great life, other than the kibble. I wish I was a cat in this life. I wish I was a dog. I wish I was a plant. I wish I was a tree in this life. The reason why we have these momentary lapses of wishing that we had that experience again is because it's so simple. And the only reason why it's so simple is because those animals, those plants, are not holding the baggage that we hold. And I believe that moving into this higher realm, we get to a place where we are just open. We are just infinitely able to access whatever it is that we need without attachment, without aversion, without reaction, without even need for action. That is a place of true sovereignty. That is a place of true liberation. So screw all of the fear in relation to the V and Rona and all this bullshit that is just a projection of the things that we're scared of the dark agendas. They want us to be fearful. They want us to be distracted from the shit that really matters, which is your life, which is your choices. Fear is paralyzing. Fear will not allow you to, yes, stand in liberation, but fear won't even allow you to unpack the baggage that you have to unpack. It is your choice to choose fear, and no matter what side you're coming from. But I'm imploring you guys, let go of the mainstream or the elites, the matrix projection of fear. Let go of needing to choose a side. And choose you for once. Because we cannot shift into a higher vibrational frequency without you coming from a pure, open, unpacked, connected to source place. Fear won't let you do that. Shitty relationships won't let you do that. Shitty jobs won't let you do that. Resistance in your physical life in any capacity will not let you do that. Past life trauma won't let you do that. Childhood trauma. I mean, we got enough work to do. So stop wasting your time on fear and your precious, sovereign, beautiful, soul fractal energy. Don't waste that beautiful essence on fear, please. We got some work to do, all right? And I'm in it, and I'm exhausted, and I'm moving through it, but I'm observing it in everyone else as well. This is your sign. This is your message to really go within and to make tough decisions and to feel so freaking proud of yourself when you do hop into this new year of 2022 and saying, fuck yeah, I made those tough decisions. I confronted a lot of bullshit in 2021. I did the work. And now I'm moving into this new year. Anything is possible because I am willing to change. As always, thank you so much for being here and being a part of these beautiful messages. Be sure to follow, subscribe, like, and of course, share. Until next time, I will see all of you in the fifth dimension frequency.